I can tell you a lot of eyes were opened when Bitcoin hit 100,000. And I can tell you a hell of a lot more eyes are going to be opened when Bitcoin hits 1 million. And I'm confident it's going to hit 1 million. I think we're all confident in this room that it's going to hit 1 million.
We have been honored to be able to work with Chairman Capriglione on this legislation. It is a bill that is a first of its kind for the state of Texas. It is the second bill ever in U.S. history to be introduced at the state level to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve. We were able to be the first to do that in Pennsylvania as well. And we're just extremely excited about this opportunity to put Texas as a leader on Bitcoin once again. It has been a leader for some time, and it will be again with a strategic Bitcoin reserve. And the legislation essentially allows for the establishment of a strategic reserve for Bitcoin and allows for donations, taxes, and fees to be paid in Bitcoin and other forms of cryptocurrency. And then, of course, other forms of cryptocurrency will be converted to Bitcoin and placed into the strategic Bitcoin reserve.
Renomination of SEC Commissioner Caroline Crenshaw, and the crypto industry is pulling out all the stops to prevent it from happening. Charlie Gasparino's got all the latest, so they don't want her in there.
You know, Ellie Terry is going to have a full write-up on this in a few minutes, my producer. And, you know, it's fascinating just how much they're spending on this one commissioner. Usually I don't see this. But, you know, if you were going to say who's pretty anti-crypto at the SEC, Gary Gensler would take the cake. He's the outgoing, meaning he's leaving SEC chair. When Donald Trump takes over, he's going to be replaced by Paul Atkins. It would be Carolyn Crenshaw as well. She was seen as a kind of a Gensler surrogate, but only even more anti-crypto than Gensler. And what's fascinating, and this is an Ellie story that's going to be published on foxbusiness.com, is just how much time and effort and they're spending on trying to block her from getting renominated. Biden has renominated her. You have to attach her nomination to a bill or something. There's only a few days left in the congressional session, as you know, maybe a week or so. Ellie has it all laid out. And so they're trying to do it at the last minute to basically install a very leftist, or what they would say progressive, critics would say progressive, anti-crypto person on the commission. So the crypto industry is going nuts. What are they doing? I mean, you see it. You look at Brian Armstrong's, he's the head of Coinbase's Twitter feed. Mm-hmm. Pretty
I don't
wild
follow
stuff.
him, but I should.
You should. They're spending money on ads. Billboard ads, mobile ads and online ads. So they are spending a lot of money. They're also threatening people, Democrats. If you vote for him, for her, to renominate her, we're going to your score on your crypto score. There's a crypto-friendly score. It's in the story. I can't remember the name of it. It's like the crypto meter. If you're like anti-crypto, you get a bad score. And by the way, money will flow away from you. So they're saying all this stuff, and they're proselytizing to try to get Democrats not to vote for her, or at least delay it and have Trump put in someone else.
Didn't Sherrod Brown lose his seat in Ohio because the crypto industry went after him?
And that's a great point. That's in Ellie's story. Yeah. I mean, all these crypto PACs that get their marching orders from the crypto meter that comes out, you know, moved away from it, threw a lot of money at the other guy, Bernie Moreno, and who's very conservative and pro-crypto, and they're threatening this again. So we'll see. We'll know in the next, I guess, probably the next couple of hours, the next day or so, whether this thing goes forward or not. If it does go forward and she gets voted in, remember, she's getting voted by the Democrat-controlled Congress.
So what's her term?
There now. It'll be probably a 4-year term.
Oh,
and remember, remember how this works. Republican presidents, when they get in office, pick their people. Even they have to pick Democrats as well. So Trump could pick a better, more pro-business, pro-crypto Democrat. But if they get her in now, because Biden is trying to get her in, getting her term extended, or, you know, her term ended, get another term for her. And he's trying to do it with a democratically controlled Congress. But you have to do this in a sort of way that it could pose difficulties in timing. Anyway, that's what the crypto industry is saying. Go there, and we're going to vote you out.
Go out.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And you know I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And make sure you join the Patrons. If you're not a part of the Patrons, make sure you're hitting the Cash App. And also, guys, make sure you go like and follow the TikTok. More videos to come. And we have Eric Trump and family pushing Bitcoin and crypto. Hey, Trump says that Bitcoin is going to hit $1 million. But remember, guys, Trump's job is to land us in this fourth industrial revolution, where the robots and algorithms take the economy over, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse. Now we have the Texas House to introduce a bill to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve. And we're going to start seeing more and more states get strategically prepared for the fall of the dollar. Remember, Trump has to get us on a level playing field. That means devaluing the currency and at the same time tokenizing the economy. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Democratic SEC Commissioner Crenshaw renomination was delayed. And we see all the crypto PACs throwing money around. And don't forget, this is all an illusion. Democrats and Republicans work together in order to push the NWO's agendas, but the Republicans and Democrats work off, divide, and conquer. And it works every time. We've seen it undefeated. Now we have entertainers back at work. And guys, this is nothing new. When it comes to sports and Hollywood, they end up broke. Remember, they're promised fame, not wealth. And plenty of them are broke and famous. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And leave it to the comedian John Kennedy to speak on tariffs. And these tariffs are going to cause us to have a trade war, currency war, and the drums are beaten. But remember, guys, this is a plan. It moves in phases. Not all of it's going to happen at one time. You're going to see the media hype it up as they do now, and then it gets quiet and moves behind the curtain and then come out again. But we know the agenda, and that's the rise of the machines. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
A headline, I got to be honest, Ken, it caught me off guard. Jim Carrey came out of retirement because he needs money? Well, apparently he's not the only one. Al Pacino, Hugh Grant, Nicolas Cage, Harrison Ford, these folks, if they can't retire with all the cash that they've made, how can the average American? I want to bring it out Matson Money founder, CEO Mark Matson. And Mark, I mean, what is going on? Listen, we saw Mike Tyson. Like, we knew Mike Tyson had to take the fight and maybe not win the fight, but he was in a dire situation. No one thought Jim Carrey was in that situation. And people are looking at this like, how can I ever retire if these guys can't retire?
Well, it's a very difficult thing to do for not only normal everyday Americans, but for celebrities. And it's because of the nature of money itself. Money can't make you happy. If you look throughout history, you can see people like Elvis Presley, Marilyn Monroe, Prince, John Belushi. Howard Hughes, at the time, the richest person on the planet. They were very miserable, very unhappy. You had Jim Carrey said, I have enough, I've done enough, I am enough, but apparently he doesn't have enough. And he's going to have to go back and work like many people that go into the retirement thinking they have enough, and they don't.
Well, I guess, Larry, I'd answer you this way. There's an old saying, exercise makes you look better naked, but so does alcohol. And I say that because tariffs are a little bit like whiskey. It depends on the circumstances. A little whiskey sometimes can make the world look better. Now, too much will make you sick and it'll hurt you. I have never seen President Trump as this wild-eyed protectionist. I think he's, for the most part, always used tariffs selectively. It depends on the circumstances. I expect him to use them selectively this time. You can use tariffs to raise money. You can use tariffs to try to convince your neighbors to change their policy. We are, after all, the greatest economy in all of human history. But too often, the experts, when they talk about tariffs, they focus only on the impact on other countries. How about let's focus on America? I mean, if a country is expecting us to open up our markets to them, but yet they won't open up their markets to us, I think tariffs can be perfectly appropriate. I expect the president to use the tariffs very selectively, but appropriately. And if he doesn't, we'll offer our guidance.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting at more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
Cryptoteacher and the new World Order book, plus the 3 kids books, It's Time to Re-Educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing, they were still getting that free money. What are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Drama Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Drama Tam save New York. From COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Drama Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.